The Dragon That Is Not a Legend. Okay, so that title alone kind of grabs you, right? It makes you wonder, if this dragon isn't a legend, then what on earth is it? Let's dive in and find out.
So, let me ask you something. When you hear the word dragon, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I'm willing to bet it's a pretty specific and pretty epic image.
Yeah, we all picture these massive, fire-breathing lizards, you know? They're these ancient beasts from fairy tales, guarding castles or sleeping on a giant pile of gold. They're symbols of power, of myth, and, they're not supposed to be real. But what we're looking at today asks us to just take that entire image and set it aside for a minute.
And boom, here it is. This is the phrase that flips the whole script. This isn't just some clever wordplay. It's a direct challenge to everything we think we know about dragons. It forces us to ask, well, if it's not that kind of dragon, what other kind is there?
And the contrast is pretty stark. On one side, you have the mythical beast we all know from folklore, the one who's all about hoarding gold. But on the other side, we're introduced to this totally radical idea, a dragon as a form of consciousness, not a physical thing at all, but a state of being, an awareness that's described as being incredibly close to what's called the source. And this one has a purpose. It's a huge shift in thinking.
So, who or what is the face of this new idea? The material we're drawing from introduces us to a figure named Althar. Let's really unpack what that name represents.
All right, the very first thing we have to wrap our heads around is that Althar is a form of consciousness. This means we have to completely let go of the idea of scales, wings, fire, all of it. We're not talking about a creature, we're talking about a state of awareness, an existence that's right up close to the very source of everything.
And the idea builds from there. Aether is also called an ambassador of creation. See, this gives that consciousness a job, a role. It's not just sitting around being aware, it's an active messenger, a representative sent from the very beginning of existence itself.
And this is where we get to the true heart of this ambassador. It's called a dragon of compassion. This is where the whole redefinition gets really profound. Suddenly, the word dragon is no longer about power or fear. It's about empathy. It's the literal embodiment of the fundamental force of compassion.
Okay, so we've figured out what this new kind of dragon is, right? It's a compassionate form of consciousness. But why? Why is this idea popping up now? What's its mission? Well, according to the source, these dragons are returning, and they have a very specific job to do. And their mission, it turns out, is incredibly personal. It has absolutely nothing to do with conquering kingdoms or guarding treasure. Their whole reason for being is to be a bridge. A bridge for you, for me, for all of us, connecting each person to what the source calls their true self.
So, what does it actually mean to cross this bridge? Well, it's laid out as a simple three-step process. First up is understanding. And hey, that's what we're doing right now, just looking past the myth. Step 2 is connection, which is all about engaging with your own inner nature. And the final step, that's discovery. That's when you finally uncover that true self.
So let's pull all these threads together, because this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea, it's presented as something deeply, deeply personal. What does this bridge really mean for you?
Okay, so for the quick recap, the whole idea here is that the dragon is redefined. It's not a beast, it's a compassionate consciousness. This consciousness is represented by a figure called Althar, the ambassador of creation. And its entire mission is to be a personal bridge to help you connect with your true self.
And really, that just leaves us with one last big question. If you put the legend on the shelf for a moment, and you think of the dragon as a symbol, as a bridge to your own inner nature, what do you think you might discover about yourself?